Hi, I'm Bill Mosley, and you're in the horror basement. Lick my plate, you dog bitch.
Hello everyone, my name is Clarence Jenkins, and I'd like to welcome y'all to the horror basement. These guys are coming to you from the TN Horror News studio in the basement of their mom's trailer. Sons of bitch, y'all got a fucking basement in your trailer? What the fuck is that? Anyways, these guys, they're serving up horror all over this land like biscuits and gravy, baby. And I love me some biscuits and gravy. And these guys, they got 3 hosts with them. One of them's Jonny Leroy. Hey guys. Also, they got themselves a couple of horror experts. Yes, they do. JimJam.
JimJam here.
And their head writer over there at the tnhorror.com on the interwebs, Yeti.
Hey.
And guys, these fellas, they got some topics for you today. They're going to be talking about Psychomanteum. That's some crazy shit. Y'all don't even want to know about it, but these sons of bitches are going to tell you about it anyways. Gosh damn. And the Ouija board. That's right, the Ouija board. It's not the Ouija board. It don't have an I at the end or a Y. It's an A. Ouija. And, devil worshiping sons of bitches. And they got themselves a movie of the week. It's called We Go On. It's a Shudder exclusive. And don't be like Clarence. Where'd I buy that Shudder at? I didn't know Shudders had movies on them. It's not that type of fucking Shudder. It don't go over your windows. Goodness gracious, it's on the interwebs. It's an app. Just don't even worry about it. They got you a 30-day free trial. They'll be telling you about it here later. But, my name is Clarence Jenkins. Go look me up on Facebook, and I'd like to thank you guys for giving me this opportunity to do y'all's intro. Thank you. Send it out to y'all.
Appreciate it.
Alright, guys, so that's Clarence. We appreciate him doing that for us.
Clarence works for Miller Lite and chewing tobacco, so it's well within our budget.
Yeah.
It's always nice to have somebody else on the team.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So,
We'll have our redneck.
go look him up.
We'll have our redneck intro.
Yeah. Y'all go look him up. He's fucking wild. He's a good dude, though. Good dude. So, just gonna put this out there. The lights dimmed. That was fucked up. That scared the shit out of me. I was like, what the fuck is that?
That's perfect for what we're going into.
Yeah.
A little bit of mood lighting.
Yeah. My bad. Sorry. Yeti's not here. He don't know what we're talking about. But the lights just dim, like, dramatically. That was weird.
We gotta keep that in for sure.
But I was just gonna say, I've been watching Sabrina on Netflix. Yeah, go check that shit out. But
It's good, huh?
yeah.
I don't know. I ain't watched it yet.
But we're gonna get in this first topic, Psychomanteum, and with that, there is a warning that I'm going to give out. Do not try this unless you know what you're doing. It's not a joke. I mean, you could bring on something that you don't want to bring on. You know what I'm saying? From what I've heard and listened to people talk and just, yeah. But Psychomanteum, a lot of you probably don't even know what it is. But in parapsychology and spiritualism, a psychomanteum is a small enclosed area set up with a comfortable chair, dim lighting, and a mirror angled so as not to reflect anything but darkness, intended to communicate with spirits of the dead. And Psychomanteum was popularized by Raymond Moody. He's also the originator of the term near-death experience, which is kind of wild. Because, like, you would think that was, like, a term that's been around for, like, centuries. But it hasn't.
Yeah, you think?
You know, so that's fucking wild to me, like, when you think about that. But, in his 1993 book, Reunions, Moody believed the Psychomanteum was useful as a tool to resolve grief. The chamber was kept darkened and illuminated only by a candle or a dim light bulb. Subjects gazed into the reflected darkness, hoping to see and make contact with spirits of the dead. Moody compared the Psychomanteum to the Greek necromantium and said its functions was a form of scrying. Which, I mean, I guess, I don't know. Like, y'all, let's just try to discuss this and what y'all think about Psychomanteum. Like, just, because I was looking up some stuff on it, dude. This shit's crazy.
So, like, if you look into the mirror, you don't look in the mirror, right?
No, you don't look into the mirror.
So what's the purpose of the mirror?
It's a portal.
So that's all it acts as is a portal?
From what I got, is like you look at it, but you don't like look into it and see yourself. Look into it.
Yeah, there you go.
So you use your peripheral?
Observe the darkness in the mirror, and it acts as a portal. I listened to Coast to Coast AM.
Yeah.
They talked about it on there some weeks ago. And dude said a lot of times where he would go in and investigate paranormal activity, he would find that there was the areas in the house with the most paranormal activity was with mirrors. And they would apparently the darkened mirror acts as kind of a portal into the world of the dead.
Yeah, he was talking about that, how, the most haunted room in a house has a mirror in it. And if you have two mirrors facing each other, it's an endless portal.
So you can get possessed. Well, not possessed, but
no.
You can get a haunting from having two mirrors facing?
I guess if it's the right situation, that's what they're saying.
You want to do that, Amy?
Nope. But, like, Psychomanteum, it goes, like, if you think about it, this stuff goes back a long time ago where people stared into, water. A reflective surface. The crystal ball. And all that shit.
Right.
Is that where that come from, the crystal ball and all that?
Well, I don't know the
it
history
came
of the
from
crystal
that,
ball, But...
Would that be similar to it, though? Psychomanteum?
No.
No? Okay.
Did you not listen to what we just said?
A version.
Yeah.
It kind of be a version, I guess.
They look into a crystal ball and can see shit.
Reflective. Something reflective, I guess.
I'm just fucking with you. But like that one guy on Coast to Coast AM, and like they said, why I say don't mess around with it is because he was on there, and this dude, he's not Mr. Moody, but he I guess he learned from him, and he brought tons of people on the journey, showing them how to do it and stuff. But even he said, like, you know enough to get yourself in trouble. That's the people that you don't need to mess around, because you can invite like an evil spirit in.
You don't want that shit.
No, because it's not going anywhere. Once it's in there, it's there.
You can't get it gone?
No, like he said, the good spirits will, you invite your relative back, and he claimed that it was 3D and you could touch them.
Like actually like this?
Yes. Like you would feel physical contact. Yeah. See, that's where it got kind of weird with me. But I was just excited to talk about this, like, because a lot of people don't know about Psychomanteum and just the endless possibilities to me. That's why we tried to get in contact with Mr. Moody and his representatives to try to get an interview with him. I don't know if he does interviews, but
I got a response back.
Oh, did you?
Said that they would forward it to the right people.
Oh, okay.
He's being handled by top men.
Yeah. It's just interesting because when you think about this, like he was saying on the radio, this other guy was like, he would take you through, you'd get a, like, artifact, I guess you'd call it, something of your relative, a picture, and you would think about them, good memories of them for like a day or two. And then you'd go into this room and you'd see them, they'd come to you or whatever.
Could you only see them in that room?
Yeah, that's why it's set up like that. And
so they can't travel out through your house, though?
No, it's like, it's set up for that.
So if you got an evil spirit in there, then you need to lock that door.
Well, I don't know about that. The good people, this is what I was getting to, the good spirits that your family member, they're going to leave. They're not going to want to stay. You know what I'm saying? They're not there to fucking haunt you. They cared about you. You know what I'm saying? Now, the evil spirit, I don't fucking know, man. I don't know 100% about all of it. It's just, like, I wanted to discuss, like, and that's why I'd like to have him on. But Think about the possibilities of who you could bring back. You know,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, would it be possible to like bring back like Nikola Tesla?
I don't know who that is.
Jack the Ripper.
You don't know who Nikola Tesla is? The electricity guy?
The dude that made the Tesla?
Go home. You're drunk.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but he was all about energy, and he claimed that he's like a genius, and he claimed that all of his stuff come from a different world or like another higher power. Anyway,
I don't know. I think until you get into talking about being able to see and physically touch the spirit, I think it's kind of like it's like anything else that you have to prepare for, like an occult thing. It's like a ritual. It seems like, from everything I've read, it seems like you go in and you have your mental energy. You're so focused on this person. And have you ever looked in a mirror in the dark? And it just distorts everything, and you've had all this focus. And then maybe you see something. Maybe your mind builds something for you to look at and to alleviate grief. So you're looking for that,
yeah, that's
and
a
you have
possibility.
this, and there's I don't know if you call it a theory or not. It's a hypothesis that you have this something to connect the bioelectric energy in your body and the mental energy and your power of will, and you release it in ritual spaces like a grotto or a fucking at an altar or in a Psychomanteum room, where you release that mental energy into the physical world and change things. So, like, I guess you could look at it as a form of ritual to help to heal yourself from grief, because grief's a motherfucker.
I didn't look at it like that. Yeah, that's true though. Like, because I mean, like you said, if you get into that room and you're looking for closure.
Yeah.
But my thing always was like, when I was listening to the guy talk about it, and then like us looking stuff up on it, and just I just wondered, as a skeptic of a lot of things and pretty much everything. That's what I always question. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to have answers. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always looking for a way that it could be wrong, or not
Right.
true. That's just the skeptic in me. There's people like that.
It's healthy.
Yeah, but this right here, I mean, I'm not saying that it's fake, but I just wonder if hypnosis has anything to do with it, and that's what I'd really love to ask Mr. Moody.
Yeah, because you're definitely in, even if it's not like hypnosis in a classical sense.
Yeah, I'm not talking about
You're definitely, you've got this artifact of your loved one, and you spend days focused on them and preparing yourself for what you're going to see in this chamber. So, I mean, maybe not hypnosis in the classical sense, but in some way like a manipulation of the mind. And you go into this dark room, which is, I'm sure the mirror isn't just a plain mirror. There's a little bit of flair to it. There's a little bit of psychodrama going on. So you've got you've kind of already, as you've gone through the process, I imagine you've checked all your skepticism and your disbelief at the door. So you go in with this super open mind. And so, yeah, I mean, kind of a hypnosis thing, it sounds like. I'd really like to talk to somebody who, we should definitely try to do that.
Yeah, I'd love to, because, like, in his book, it says that, like, he talked to 300 different people, and about a quarter of the subjects encountered a deceased person other than the one they planned to contact. Yeah, and then about
those numbers are not good.
See, and the guy on the radio said, and that's what was weird to me. Like, after you do the research, he was talking about, like, he couldn't say 100% of people had the experience because he wouldn't want to lie, because he wasn't 100% sure, but like 75% of the people did, and like they had full-blown experiences, and that they. So this book from 1993 is saying something different. In about 10% of cases, the apparitions seem to come out of the mirror, sometimes seeming to touch the subject. So I guess that's where you're getting the, the whole touching thing. But
I feel like that's the 10% of people who are just whole hog into it, and they're probably already into the occult, so they know how to not only mentally prepare, like take this mental preparation journey to the Psychomanteum like dude's talking, but they also know how to subconsciously understand how to prepare their mindset for a ritual space as well. That completely unfounded, but that's what I would assume.
Here's the thing, though. In a quarter of cases, the apparitions were encountered not during the Psychomanteum session, but afterwards, usually within 24 hours. So, it isn't very controlled. That shit can happen.
So that means they can...
Like, within 24 hours, the motherfuckers just show up.
So it's like it takes a while to get to them or something.
Yeah, it might be some sort of energy.
Like you had to leave them a spiritual voicemail and they just kind of pop in.
Yeah, like a spiritual voicemail.
Yeah, like this is just a response.
Yeah, I mean, that...
It's like, hey!
Well, maybe it took them longer to get there. Like, they couldn't figure the way there. Like, they heard them and it was just like, in the other world, in the other realm, they're like, oh, fuck, I want to go. But how I have to get past this to go.
I would like to see data on how late apparition shows up correlated to how long they've been dead.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Like it would stand to reason to me for whatever reason that, if you've got somebody who's been dead for a couple of weeks, they could pop right on back through. Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, because they haven't been gone.
Why are you in this dark room, you fucking weirdo? And, somebody who's been dead 50 years, it would take them a while, You're, I guess, according to every fucking ghost horror movie or whatever I've seen, your spiritual energy depletes over time and you're sucked further and further into the fucking
abyss.
World of the dead or whatnot, So maybe that has something to do with it.
And every one of them, almost all of them in the experience reunions as real events, not fantasies or dreams. Certain they were in the presence of deceased loved ones. And as with NDE's near-death experiences, the subjects were powerfully affected by their experiences, which challenged their view of reality and life's meaning. Yeah, so, I can understand that, though, because, like, I've had an experience where it's like, yeah, you don't know, like, when you come back from something like that, it's like, the small things seem...
For me, that would be the goal, rather than... contacting a dead relative or whatever, or a dead friend or whatever. But to have that experience that solidifies in me that this is real.
Yeah.
That's like I'm a hopeful skeptic. I really hope that ghosts and shit are real, and I've got a couple of stories that are pretty hard hitting. Maybe we can get into that at a later time, but yeah.
Yeah, I think, and that might be my issue, because I've been, listening to Coast for quite a while, because I got to go to work early, and it's on the radio. And, like one guy was talking about how it's just, some people are just born with experiencing things, and maybe I just wasn't born with that. Like, I wasn't born with Maybelline.
Yeah, like people were born sensitive to...
Yeah, they're more open, and they're more sensitive, or whatever, to the stuff.
Yeah. Some people were born with peanut allergies, right?
That would be terrible.
So why couldn't the sensitivity to paranormal activity be some sort of like a spiritual allergy? The human body and the human brain are like super weird, so why not, right?
Yeah, I agree. But Psychomanteum, I just wanted to really discuss this, just to let people see what other stuff's out there that you probably might not know of and you might not hear from anywhere else. And speaking of getting in contact with the dead, we could segue into our other topic.
The one everybody knows about.
The Ouija board. Or as Clarence said, the Ouija board.
Ouija board.
Also
this
known as spirit.
Like, there's 1,000 horror movies that center on the Ouija board. The Milton Bradley or Parker Brothers or some crazy shit,
Parker
Pink
Brothers.
glow-in-the-dark little girl Ouija board, Bone Thugs and Harmony. So it's like widely known, but...
Did you say Bone Thugs and Harmony?
Yeah.
Really?
Ouija, are you with me?
Oh, okay, I got you. I forgot. I was like, shit, yeah.
Yeah, so...
I was waiting to bring that reference up.
Flat board with letters and the alphabet, numbers 0 through 9. Yes, no, hello, and goodbye. I have never had, like, a good experience, like a real experience with the Ouija board.
Nor have I.
And I was talking to a dude at work about this shit, and he was like, well, it depends on where you're at with it. You ever done it in a graveyard? You know, and I'm just sitting there, like, I'm not, why would there be spirits at a graveyard unless they were murdered there?
Yeah, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Like, their spirit left the body where they died, I thought, is how it works. So,
Yeah.
I don't understand the whole graveyard hauntings. I mean, unless they were attached to something, I guess, and buried with that.
Yeah.
That would be the only
So maybe
way.
it's like a ghost P.O. box.
Yeah, ghost P.O. box. Yeah, there you go.
Like you're at their grave and they're like, oh God, I got mail. I gotta go to the post office.
Yeah. And I don't know, like, it just, I don't know. He was like, yeah, my brothers did it and it moved or whatever. And I'm like, dude. And their hands were on. I'm like, okay, you're in the dark. You know, it's not lit real well. Barely puts his finger on it and moves it, and you think that it moved. I mean, that's a skeptic in me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's been shown like it's kind of like a clumsier version of automatic writing. They call it the ideomotor effect. It's you may not even be consciously moving it.
Yeah.
But your brain is sending impulses to your muscles to slowly move the planchette to give yourself consciously what you subconsciously think, because the brain is a total bit. So, I mean, like, there's that, you know.
Here's the thing about this. Like, it's Hasbro took it over after Parker's Brothers, but it's recommended for players over the age of 8.
Got to be at least in grade to summon the dead.
Yeah, got to be at least in 3rd grade to summon the dead. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, like.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. As a it's kind of a side note. As a parent, sometimes you say things that you never thought you would have to string together in a sentence. And last year, my son, because I'm peripherally into the occult and and all the horror and whatnot. So he's kind of, I guess it's genetic or whatever. And he comes up and he's like, I want a Ouija board. And I was like, fucking, nah, dude, because your mom will yell at me. And he was like, well, you guys remember, like, a year ago, there was the Charlie challenge?
Oh, yeah.
It was like,
I think I know what you're talking about.
yeah, it's like fucking just a yes or no thing with pencils or whatever.
Yeah,
and he was like, well, I want to do that. And I was like, no, because you're fucking 6.5 years old and you were entirely too young to commune with the dead.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. I never thought I would have had to string that sentence.
Isn't that where you put the pencil on top of the other one and then you kind of just like blow a little bit and it moves left or right?
Yeah, and then you put it on YouTube and a bunch of dumbass kids watch it.
Yeah.
That's how that works, yeah. Exactly.
Well, now there's that thing that they're sending on some sort of app that gets you to commit suicide. So, yeah, watch out for that, parents.
Well, whatever.
I mean, it goes around, and I heard that shit on the radio. I'm like, why would you want to do that? But
yeah, it's fun.
So that's
like, I've got an app that tells me to kill myself. It's called Facebook.
That's fucked up.
Oh,
but yeah,
I can make jokes about suicide. It's okay.
I don't know if it's okay. But,
the Ouija board is it's a I don't know, man. It's so much a part of the culture that I feel like that its popularity just like takes its credibility way out.
Elijah Bond on July 1st, 1890. Following its commercial introduction by businessman Elijah Bond on July 1st, 1890, the Ouija board was regarded as a parlor game unrelated to the occult until American spiritualist Pearl Curran popularized its use as a divining tool during World War I. Yeah, come on, man. Yeah. It's a board game.
Yeah, I mean,
I
really,
say that and it's like I probably triggered some people, but
it's like I don't put any stock into it, but I know people, like my wife, she won't allow me to own one.
Yeah, because of what
I want one. Like, I want a nice, like, wood-burned scroll where it's, like, fancy one to hang on the wall, and she ain't going.
It'd be cool if you had one that was like
a... and they're just, like, warning me against it and shit. So,
it'd be cool if you had one that was inlaid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, with finer wood or whatever. or like, pearl. I mean, it'd just
That'd
be
be
cool to have
gorgeous.
like a marble or whatever stone
Yeah.
thingamadobber planchette.
I saw one.
Planchette.
It was a coffee table. The entire coffee table was a planchette or a Ouija board, and
Yeah.
the planchette was like the size of a saucer.
Damn, dude,
It was super cool.
Then you could put magnets in it, and then you could like make it go across the board. I'm just thinking
Underneath the
dude.
table.
Yeah, like just like if you had something set up because it's under, it's a whole table.
Yeah.
You could put it like in between, and like have some sort of way to move it
Yeah.
quietly. Like, dude, it'd be man. You
Have
could
a
fuck with
little
some
remote
big-
control car underneath it. Like,
That's what they did in that one movie, Origin of Evil.
Didn't they make a movie called Ouija?
Yeah.
Ouija or something?
Yeah, there's two. There's the first one didn't really get any promotion or anything. It's a super indie film, and I mean it was decent. But the second one's called Ouija: Origin of Evil. And that movie was good. Like it was really good. But it was about this family who the mom did seances, but she was a total fraud, and she had magnets under the table to move the planchette and shit like that. And she did it to help people through their grief.
Yeah.
I totally suggest checking that movie out if you haven't.
One of the first mentions of automatic writing, as you mentioned earlier. Method used in the Ouija board is found in China around 1100 AD in historical documents of the Song Dynasty. Huh.
Damn.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. I mean, well, the Ouija board's crazy. So, I mean, you gotta think about that too, I guess.
yeah, I've only done it like a couple times and never had no experience.
I think
with
we had one as a kid. I don't know how we got it, or if our parents bought it or whatever, but of course it fucking got used maybe once or twice, and it's like, yeah, this is stupid. Like, I don't have any ghosts in my fucking trailer. We did find a sword buried in our backyard, though.
a sword.
Yeah, me and my brother.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, I don't know what my dad did with it, but probably threw it away like but it was rusted out. Like we just dug it up, like we was just in the yard. And it's like, dude, that could have been like old ass Civil War or some shit because it was rusted like a motherfucker, dude. Like, yeah. So I mean, maybe there was some dead stuff there. Maybe. I mean, this area was kind of Civil War-ish.
What if it was
Right.
the sword had something attached to it, like?
Well, it didn't attach to me because it wouldn't show itself to me. It don't like me.
What if it was like a Highlander sword?
Dude, shut up, man. My dad loved Highlander. We could have lived forever. If I'd have just chopped someone's head off with it.
There can be only one.
Yeah.
I just thought, just at random. You notice how like we went into Psychomanteum like with theories and fucking plausibility and like this could be a frightening thing, and we go into Ouija boards and it's like, fucking board dead.
Yeah, because I mean that's what you're.
I don't know. I feel like maybe it's because it's become so well known and it's like part of the culture. Maybe it
commercialized.
stole the mass distribution of it kind of stole some of its power and some of its mystery.
Yeah, I mean definitely, I would say that. So, and as playing it as a kid, you know what I mean, like messing with it as a kid, and you didn't. I guess you really wouldn't put a whole lot of focus on it and shit. I mean, it's the same with the light as a feather, stiff as a board shit.
But even when I went into it as a kid, like, oh, this is a board game, my buddy had one. It was like glow in the dark, like the planchette glowed in the dark.
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
letters
I think
were
that was the
black
one we
and the
had.
board glowed.
I don't know if the board glowed, but I think the planchette glowed.
But you go into it like, oh, this is a fun little board game. It's silly, but in the back of my head, I'm like, dude, it's kind of scary.
Oh yeah, especially if that motherfucker really started moving on its own.
I've seen it move on its own.
We tried to use one in English class in my freshman year of high school.
Oh damn!
And teacher yelled at us, not because we were fucking off in class, but because we were strictly forbidden from opening portals to hell in the classroom.
Yeah, I mean, I would think so. You probably shouldn't open portals to hell in the classroom. I mean, I'd probably be totally against that shit. If I was.
Yeah. It's just bad form all the way around.
Yeah. So, with that bad form, speaking of something that's not bad form, let's talk about Shudder. Here's a Shudder promo code. TNHORROR, TNHORROR. It's 30 days free trial. You will, you get this free trial because every movie we do this month is going to be a Shudder exclusive, or it's just going to be on Shudder that you don't have to pay for. I mean, you're paying for Shudder, but you get like thousands of hours of content. But you won't have to pay for it because you use TNHORROR promo code. It's free. 30 days free. That's badass. I think it's badass.
I love Shudder. It's kind of my go-to. It's like Shudder and YouTube. Anything else is kind of obsolete right now.
Oh, and they also have The Crow. I watched it yesterday. So they have newer movies. Not newer, but they had Hellboy on there. They had Snake Eyes. They had 8mm. I mean, so it's not just, the older, so they got all kinds of content. But you know what the big driving force for content is? Thanksgiving.
Yep.
The dinners of death.
Hey, what do we?
Yes, Joe Bob Riggs. Yeah, another. I'm sure it's going to be badass. Like, it doesn't matter what the movies are. It could be like Poltergeist, and Joe Bob would still make it fun to watch.
24-hour marathon. So you're having to deal with your family. Just turn on Shudder. Have it on in the background so your family gets sick of eating turkey, and they won't stay long. They'll leave because they see bloods and guts on TV. They'll be like, what was that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have an interview with Mr. Briggs.
Yeah, we're gonna get the interview, and it'll be out. It should be out the 21st.
Then this is what you do after 30 days. You stick around for a very Joe Bob Christmas. His other special.
Hell yeah!
I mean, it's $4.99 for Shudder a month. So, and then he's having a series. I think he's gonna have a regular series in 2019.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there's no reason
Bob.
to not get it. $5 a month just for Joe Bob Riggs.
You get it yearly. It's only $3.99 a month if you pay up front year.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, dude. You can't beat that. $48.
100% worth it.
100%. Because, I mean, you just let it go. They got channels. You just let it go when it plays.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, we appreciate Shudder and them giving us a promo code for our listeners. And y'all should appreciate Shudder too because it's fat ass. And with that being said,
check it out.
let's move into our movie of the week. This is the movie of the week. Movie of the week. All right, guys. So this movie of the week is We Go On. Oh yeah, We Go On. And this movie, 2016, a man offers a reward to anyone who can prove there is an afterlife. He offers like $30,000. He embarks on an adventure through Los Angeles to meet with 3 viable candidates, and he has no idea he is about to experience an unthinkable nightmare. What about that shit? Like, We Go On is directed by Andy Minton and Jesse Holland, and it's also written by these two. So I just want to, I always like to mention who the writers and director is of a movie. But first thought of We Go On. I mean, I enjoyed the movie. You should definitely go see it. And any movie of the week, go watch the movie and form your own opinion, please. And then come and argue with us why you either liked it or you didn't like it. And if we have differing views, that's what I'd like to happen. But overall, I did enjoy this movie.
Yeah, overall, it was a pretty good movie.
Now, there'll be spoilers, so please go watch the movie.
Oh, definitely.
Because the guy's looking for what happens to us after we die. Because, near-death experiencing his own death. 30-year-old loses dad at 34 years old in a car crash, which affects him deeply to the point in his life where he has multiple phobias. And several of them pointed not wanting to die. So he wants to know if we go on.
Or if...
And there's a twist. His dad... No, should I ruin it right now? Didn't actually
die. You already said spoilers.
Didn't actually die in the car crash, so...
Right.
So, yeah.
So it has a plot hole?
Well, no, that's a twist.
Or just twist?
It's fucking... Man, I've said this a lot over the past couple of days. Because, we've talked about it to you guys, and I've talked about it to my roommate, my wife, and I felt like the first, 2.5 acts of this movie was super solid. And then when they started throwing the plot twist in, it was like they just opened a box of hackneyed, cliched bullshit and tacked it onto the end. Overall, did I enjoy the movie? Sure. Is it worth watching? Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Especially if you got Shudder and it's there for free. But damn, that ending sucked.
Yeah, I think, and they ended it real quick too.
Yeah,
it was like
boom,
everything
boom.
else was so fleshed out.
Yeah, I was just like, wow.
You think maybe they ran out of money or something?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, even
I mean,
that.
but it was a 90-minute movie, though.
Ending.
But it was
I
90
don't know.
minutes, so I mean, it's a full-blown movie. You know, I mean, it's listed at 90 minutes. I mean, you got a fucking 5 or 6 minute credit, but like I don't know, like so he don't drive because his dad died in a car wreck, correct?
Yeah, that's the
That's
plot
one
anyway.
of his phobias. Like he don't want to drive in a, you know, and he goes back and he like thousands of people send him, you know, messages after he put an ad in the paper to get, can you prove that death, you know, do we go on, is there ghosts, whatever, in a paper. And he got like only like 1,100 or 1,400 responses in Los Angeles, but he only picks 3. Somehow he can cipher through them with his mother in one night. I think that's how it happened, right? Wasn't it with his mom?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was his mom. And can we just get out there? This mom's a total bitch.
Yeah. Oh, here's a fun fact about that movie though. Her and the scientist guy were on Smallville together because he played Lex Luthor's dad.
Was she the mom of Superman?
Yes.
Okay.
Annette O'Toole, I think is her name. Yeah, and she's a good actress. I mean, I like her. She did a good job.
Yeah,
she was a total bitch.
Her performance was solid, dude.
But yeah, she was a total bitch but she was like there with him, but not believing. Like, oh, I'll do this for you. Like, your aunt gave you this money. You need to go get help. You know, like okay.
And the whole time she's lying to him and
Yes.
helping to perpetuate his phobias and shit.
Exactly. That is true. And then she's like, well, you need to go see a counselor or, you know, a psychologist. Go to a hospital and get the extensive therapy. It's like, bitch, you're the fucking problem.
Yeah.
Like, you
if she wouldn't have lied
shit.
to him, he wouldn't be scared of cars and shit. He'd be scared of ropes.
Yeah, exactly. He would have been scared of ropes.
Which is way more rare to encounter in life.
Yeah.
You need a car to get places. You don't need a rope for shit.
No, unless you want to tie down something.
I can't handle that shit.
Well, I mean, you could use tie straps, so you wouldn't even have to use rope.
Yeah, you wouldn't even have to use a rope unless you wanted to hang yourself. Which, in that case, I mean, your phobia is gone because you're totally facing the...
He's so pissed about this movie. But yeah, so he goes to the school and on this part, and you know because a little kid got shoved in a locker, and what's the locker called? I forget what the locker was called.
Coffin locker.
Yeah, coffin locker, and he was in there for the whole summer. God, I can't imagine what that fucking locker looked like. Why would you even keep the locker? Like it would be ruined. Like it's,
Right?
you know what I'm saying? Like he decomposed in it, and how would you get that out? Anyways,
Corpse spunk just all over the locker.
Well, unless he mummified in it, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Which, I mean...
wouldn't he even like have, I don't know, stuff like all in it, like fluids? But yeah,
I mean, you'd think... I mean, at least... I don't know, man. That would be gross.
he's fake, but convinced for himself, you know. But he faked it. He brought a kid there. He couldn't prove that, you know, ghosts were real. And then he goes see a medium. And you think that she's crazy because she's like, because it looked like, you know, she goes and whispers in the ear of her kid, and you know, and then it's like, well, what did she say to you? She's like, oh, do you see them too? You know, and she looks crazy. She looks like she's putting on a show, which is part of the movie.
And then here comes the mom who's obsessed with everybody being on drugs.
Yes.
It's like, what are you on? What drugs are you on?
Yeah, because she wants to prove them wrong, because she did find the kid in the school.
Yeah, she caught you the hoax. And then the guy with the box and the guy,
Yeah, the rich
I
guy.
do holograms, and this guy's going to pay me to do... And I feel like that was kind of an
easy way not to show anything. Because you didn't have the budget for it.
Why even write that in if you can't? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I can understand the writing of it, because like then he's disproven again. You know, and he's down on himself and whatnot, and then he goes back to the strange phone call that he got, which wasn't even a phone call; it's just a message. And and with that message, though, it was "come see me." You know, the woman in the grandfather clock already, you know, you've already seen her, so.
Yeah.
And that's where the plot twist comes. Yeti's favorite part.
Well, no, not even that. I mean, like, I saw that coming, but that was still really well done. Where he meets the guy and he tries to shake his hand and he's like, oh, no, I don't shake hands, I'm a germaphobe. And I was just like, bullshit, movie, you're lying to me. He doesn't shake hands because he's a fucking ghost.
Yeah,
and like 5 minutes later, it's like, oh, surprise, this is a ghost.
Yeah, I was like, why the fuck's he so pale? Like, you're out in the sun all day. How are you pale? I don't get this. You know what I'm saying?
Because he's a ghost.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, okay.
They just made it obvious, like, and you know, I'm glad they didn't play it out any longer than they did. That was kind of cool how they did that. And he goes and finds like this stinky, rotting corpse and gets dead people juice all over him and shit. Which is, I mean, yeah, that was neat. The plot twist at the end is where I feel like the movie just fucking insulted my intelligence.
Well, but I kind of knew though. Well, I didn't know what was going to happen, but when let's just ruin the ending for everybody. Because go watch the movie. Obviously, this is what we
might as well.
We've obviously, if you probably already watched it, so you know the ending. He's like, oh, well, I have to get rid of him. You know, like she's like, oh, well, you have to kill yourself, and he'll move on with you. And I was like, well, that's how they're going to end it. Like he's going to, you know, fake kill himself, you know, and then come back to life. Because that's how I thought it was going to end. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, well, so he's going to have, like, you know, some controlled, somehow hang himself like his dad did, but not die.
Yeah, and that would have been cool.
Like, that's how I thought it was going to happen.
Like, he finds out that his dad hung himself from the little hint earlier, and
yeah, Bill said,
finds it out, and then he can offs himself, and they resuscitate him, and that would have been cool. I'd have been okay with that.
It probably would have been better. Well, I guess since they introduced the character, and that woman has been in other movies, I guess they wanted to use her more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because what really popular movie was she in? I don't know. But yeah, I just remember her from other movies, and I don't know.
And what is it within, like, the mom knew the medium already, apparently?
Well, I don't think she did.
No? I don't know. I kind of got that they had talked before. At the end where she goes in, and he's like, oh, he's back, and he's talking to you, and oh, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, because ultimately he finds out that his dad hanged himself, and his mom lied, so I guess we skipped that part. But that's how he went and found, that's why he went in search of the other dude that's actually a ghost.
Yeah.
But he meets the woman at the ghost ex that he was stalking the fuck out of, and turns out she actually killed him. Yeah, so there's your spoiler.
Yeah, I just felt like all that was really weak.
And
like,
then,
there's no, I don't know, he finds out his mom has been lying to him the whole time, and there's no emotional reaction to that.
Yeah, true.
I mean, there's like a 20-second scene of them talking a little louder than usual, and then it fucking cuts off to something. Like that plot point went absolutely nowhere.
But you're the one that lied to me, and then next thing you know, he gets off the bus.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I don't know.
I agree.
I don't know. I watch a lot of like Nostalgia Critic and Doug Walker's stuff, and I heard them talking about it, something completely different, but I feel like it fits. I feel like We Go On was able to channel the uncanny ability to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. Like, it was such a good movie. And then the end, it was just like, fuck it, we're done here.
Well, I think a lot of movies, though, like, ruin the ending. And I think that's the hardest part about a movie is, like, making a good ending in a movie.
Yeah, that's I mean, yeah, it happens a lot. That's why this movie's still decent. I enjoyed it. Like, I got pissed off in the last, 20 minutes, and I felt like it insulted my intelligence, but I'd still say to watch it, because, I mean, up until then, it's fine. And other people might not see it like I did, you know?
Yeah.
So it's definitely worth checking out if you got the time.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. And should we just say the woman, she'd seemed like, I guess it had been months later. Had it been months? Like, I guess
it had been a long time, because she was taking a ghost for walks, and
yeah, so that he could live like a kind of a normal life every once in a while. But she comes back, and he eats it. He eats at you. He won't leave. He wear you down, and shoots him. And then I guess she just fucking disappears. Nothing even happens to her because they didn't show anything like she's even getting arrested or nothing. But they resuscitate him. He lives, but he doesn't have the ghost with him no more, and his life goes on. Dun dun dun. Yeah, that's where it was kind of like, okay.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
I would like to have seen more of him living with that pissed off ghost.
Yeah.
That would have been cool, but I don't know.
It is what it is. Like I say, definitely need to go check that out.
Yeah, definitely go check it out. It's a good, for the most part, it's kind of an interesting twist on a haunting movie,
Yeah, because he's like, I'm being haunted by him. He's my ghost. He's attached to me, which it's a different perspective of, what ghosts is.
Even movies who have done the whole, your house isn't haunted, your child's haunted thing. It was Insidious that did that, and there's others where ghosts are just firmly attached to people instead of places or things. And even in that sphere, it's kind of original. For the most part. And I think that's what bothered me so much about the ending being so cliche and being so overdone, was because everything else was so original.
All in all, good movie, right? Recommended.
It's pretty decent.
Well, we appreciate y'all listening.
Next week's topic's the horror movie vixens.
Yep.
Right? Evolution of horror. Old school horror movies. And with that being said, the movie of the week that you can get on Shudder, not on Netflix.
If you would use our promo code, you can watch this for free.
Yes, exactly. TNHOROR. The Birds. We're going old school. Jimmy won't like this.
Alfred Hitchcock.
We are pushing Jimmy to his limit on this because he is not all about these older movies. And
take it to the limit.
Yeah, we're pushing him to the limits on this. But we thought it'd be cool, just The Birds. I've seen this movie. It's been a really
long time ago. I'll watch it again.
Yeah, I have not.
Really?
Yeah,
but
Psycho is the only Hitchcock movie I've
what
seen.
It is, though.
And Shudder has the whole huge collection of Hitchcock movies, so I plan on changing that over the next month or two.
But you know of The Birds, you've seen the iconic where it's crashing into the glass and.
Won't you? Hey Yeti, why don't you review The Birds?
Sure, why not?
But so that's going to be next week. So go use that Shudder promo code. TNHORROR, get your 30-day free trial so that you can watch this movie before we do, and we can discuss it together if you'd like. You can hear our opinions.
And in the meantime, why don't you? We'll do a post after this podcast is out. We'll do a post or a story or something, and you can tell us who your favorite horror vixens are.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, some horror movie vixens.
Expand the conversation.
Yep. Yeah.
Because I like me some vixens.
What, like Daniel Harris?
Oh, yeah.
All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all listening. You can get this on Spotify and other fine platforms for podcasts.
Anywhere you go. And, guys, we appreciate y'all listening, and take care.
Take care, y'all.
Stay spooky. Try not to be an asshole. And while you're at it, get here.